Welcome to Alumni Hall for Western Mustangs basketball on your Friday night. My name's David Mann. I'm joined by Katrina Squazin, and we have the Nipissing Lakers in London to face off against your Mustangs. One of the hottest teams in the OUA, the Western Mustangs, are on a 9-game win streak. Katrina, it's going to be a tough task for this Nipissing Lakers to cool these guys off.
Absolutely. This is the first time that these two teams have met each other this season. The last time they faced off was almost a year ago today on February 6th. And the Mustangs won that game 96-38.
The Lakers are looking to revenge themselves after an embarrassing defeat last time against the Stangs. A three is on its way and in for Claire Abbott. Abbott, she has been a deadly player all year long for this Nipissing Lakers team, and they start off in a bit of a press defense. Mustangs able to get by. Here's Mackenzie Puklich. Puklich nails the jumper to start things off. Puklich coming off her second highest scoring output of the season last weekend against Laurier. She is the leading scorer in the OUA. Mustangs able to recover the ball. It's Caroline Walensky dribbling in the center of the court along the left wing to Maddie Horst. Walensky corrals the offense, calls it a play. Puklich has the ball in the right wing. Up top for Alex Van Heeswick. Caroline Walensky guarded closely by this Nipissing Lakers defense. Lakers in a bit of a zone defense, a 2-3. And Walensky able to find Julia Curran underneath. Julia Curran, she's been playing excellent basketball lately.
She has had double-doubles in her past two games, and she has really progressed as a player this season, has really stepped up as one of the leaders, and it shows on the court.
Only in her first year, the Waterloo, Ontario native has the sky is the limit for her. Lakers turn the ball over again. Mustangs up by 1 point early on. Victoria Hine is a scratch this game. On the bench is injured, and Alex Van Heeswick's in the lineup for her. Here's Mackenzie Puklich. Finds her way to the rim, but is a little too far underneath the basket to get that one in a good place. Lakers now have the ball up top. It's Claire Abbott, the leading scorer for the Lakers. Gallipo Wilson. Sofer driving. Good defense by Julia Curran, and Curran there again, and she's able to draw the foul. Mustangs bench, they're excited about that. Julia Curran playing some excellent defense there, Katrina. Just about cut off Sofer cutting in the wing, and then stepped up there big on defense, had her feet set to draw that foul. Showing so much maturity as a first-year player is Julia Curran. Here's Caroline Walensky cutting into the key, goes up. She's too far underneath the basket too. That one will not go. Heidi Smith on the left side of the court. Meredith McLeod on early for the Mustangs to play some defense. Lakers, a three on its way. Smith won't go. Rebound, not there. Lakers able to corral the ball. Abbott driving on the left side, gets that one to go.
One of the things that we have to remember about this Lakers team is that this is only their second year in the OUA. It was their first year last season. They didn't win a game. They went 0-19, but they've already picked up 2 wins this season, so already showing improvement coming up from the OCAA.
And big improvements they are making as McLeod misses a three in that last possession for the Mustangs. Sofer, she's able to create just enough separation. And Maddie Horst will pick up a foul on that last play. The Nipissing Lakers come into this game after losing to Ryerson and Toronto last weekend, as that one doesn't go. They've had a few close games in the new year of 2016, but a lot of these games have been far, like the last one against Ryerson, a near 40-point loss.
Nipissing still looking for their first win since coming off of the Christmas break, riding a 5-game lose streak, but hoping to turn their luck around here in London.
And they will get the ball inbound. Another foul called. This time it will be charged to Alex Van Heeswick, the second-year Strathroy native. Committed that one. So the Mustangs already have 3 fouls with just under 4 minutes to go in this game. And a sweet spot found on the court by Jamie Sofer. Pressure applied against Caroline Walensky by Abbott, and the Lakers were able to get the turnover, but back comes Meredith McLeod to seal the ball. Walensky, she's going to have to hold on to that ball a little tighter. Going on the court, Abbott is a tenacious defender. A little too tenacious on that possession right there.
Like we said, the Lakers still looking for the first win of the second half of the season, so look for them to play some aggressive defense and try and cause some turnovers like they did on that earlier play there.
Well, in the Lakers' most recent game to the Ryerson Rams, Claire Abbott and Jamie Sofer combined for 36 of the team's 50 points. As those two really lead by example, especially Claire Abbott. Shot clock winding down. Mustangs not able to get anything off there in that possession. And a bit of a scramble on the floor, but the Lakers will get the ball back. And here's the Lakers. Sofer can't get that one to go. She'll get her own rebound and she'll dribble it back to the top of the three-point line. Lakers swinging the ball around in offense. Smith decides to square up for a jump shot for the three-point land. Does not fall. And the Lakers have the ball back. Quarterback throw up to Gallipole Wilson. And Abbott trying to create some room at the top of the three-point line. A nice screen set there by Gallipole Wilson. Abbott decides to commit. And a foul will be called against the Western Mustangs. So Abbott made the right decision, and she'll get to go to the foul line here. Mustangs already have 4 fouls. And the first one is off. Claire Abbott is a 77% free throw shooter on the season. She averages just shy of 15 points per game.
Look for her to make a big impact during this game. She's been one of the leaders on this Nipissing team this year. She's averaging about 14 points a game, which is 10th in the OUA.
And this pressure is continuously applied by this Nipissing Lakers defense. Expect the bench players to get on soon. The fatigue is starting to prevail for both teams early on with so much pressure. Shot on the way from Graham, doesn't fall. Abbott pushing things right back the other way. She sees an opening. It's her sidekick Sofer in the corner. The three is no good from Heidi Smith. Here's Caroline Walensky dribbling along the right wing, just trying to slow things down a little bit. Play a little bit more Western Mustangs basketball. There's Julia Curran at the top of the three-point line. Such a versatile player is her to be all over the floor for the Mustangs. Down low, a spinning shot, and that will go for Mandy Cosentino. Cosentino seeing some action early on in this game and making an immediate impact for the Mustangs. It's Abbott. Over to Gallipole Wilson, down low to Baum, and Baum will turn the ball over with the travel. One of the biggest disparities in the Lakers' most recent game was they committed 34 turnovers. That is a stat they will have to minimize if they want to find a victory soon. You just can't win a game committing that many turnovers.
Especially against a team like Western that during their 7-game win streak has found a way to capitalize on opportunities like that.
The Lakers have a lot of hope. And they are showing it here early on. Score is 7-6 in favor of the Lakers with just under 4 minutes to go. Sofer can't get that one to fall. Mustangs trying to get this ball up the court quickly to avoid that quick pressure from the Lakers. Here's Caroline Walensky. She's going to dance and loses a bit of control there, driving on the left side of the wing. You saw her head go down, and once her head went down, she seemed to be unaware of her location on the court. She was almost right to the end line. But wouldn't that be sweet for the Nipissing Lakers to put an end to this 7-game win streak for the Western Mustangs, get their first win of the new year. We'll see if they can do it here. They've got themselves a 3-point lead as Heidi Smith sinks a nice floater in the lane. Mustangs, they're going to have to keep working the ball around here on offense and punch the seams of this zone defense. Meredith McLeod. Graham, shot clock winding down. Looking for a shot. Constantino. All sorts of defensive pressure in the key by the Lakers. Mustangs, they've got to give the ball high. You saw there Constantino receives the pass low to the ground, and she's barely able to bring the ball up, and there's Lakers all over her. Lakers doing a good job early on getting themselves right in the way of this Western Mustangs in the key. Here's Graham for 3. Won't go. Rebounded by the Mustangs. Good passing here. Graham driving. Sees Curran at the top of the key. Curran, she'll commit. Won't fall there. Look who it is. It's Maddie Horst. Maddie Horst had 10 rebounds in a recent game for the Western Mustangs, showing that she's not afraid to get near the rim. As Claire Abbott gets that one to go in a 7-point lead so far for these Nipissing Lakers. Mackenzie Puklich, she'll get set to come back in this game. Brian Chang not happy with what's happened here so far at Alumni Hall. Good rebound corralled by Graham. Graham sees Horst wide open on the right side. She'll shoot that one up. It won't go. But Julia Kern is there. And Constantino from the baseline. She can't get that one to fall, but good rebounding by the Mustangs. You gotta love the effort by Julia Curran.
The rebounds have been there for the Mustangs, and Julia Curran is a big part of that. But the baskets have not been there so far in this first quarter.
No, the Mustangs have been cold from the floor early on in this one. On the season, they boasted an impressive 41% field goal and 33% from three-point range, as Curran cannot convert the first one.
The Mustangs also one of the higher scoring teams in the OUA this year, averaging a little over 72 points a game.
They've definitely showed that they can put baskets in the hoop in a hurry. And you have such an arsenal of offensive weapons with Mackenzie Puklich. She's good for 20 points every night, and you have players like Maddie Horst, Julia Curran, and Caroline Walensky who can make their way up the score column pretty quickly as well.
Puklich has been the leader on this team this year. As you said earlier, leading the OUA in points with 19.4 per game, and she is a big offensive threat whenever she is on the court, and she cannot be underestimated.
First one doesn't go for Terrio. Mustangs now have 5 fouls, and the Lakers are in the bonus. That one does go, and it is 14-7 in favor of the Lakers. Lakers are having 2 players up on this full court pressure, and they've got a pretty smart move with Claire Abbott, as they have their quickest player on the floor set up in about the middle of the court, able to kind of direct traffic and pick off lanes and apply this pressure from out of nowhere. It works in that play. Lakers have the ball back already. Mustangs have got to cut down on these turnovers. That one does not fall for Michaela Branker. Branker, not a lot of room to work with there.
Number 24, Michaela Branker.
And Branker gets called for the foul on the offensive end, so It will be Sasha Samardzija to the free throw line for the Western Mustangs with just over 1 minute to go in this first quarter. These are some much needed baskets from the free throw line for her. And Samardzija will knock down the first one. And same goes in the second. Western could use a bit of a boost here going into the second quarter. Down by 6 points. They will apply a little bit of pressure in the backcourt. Lakers able to advance it. A three-pointer falls for Gallipo Wilson. And that is a big shot. And a turnover committed by Mackenzie Puklich. Katrina, you've got to think that the Lakers have the momentum right now.
The Lakers have to be very happy with their start, applying pressure, sinking baskets, and they have control of this game right now.
So with 48 seconds to go, the Lakers will take some time here on the offensive end. It's Abbott, ripped from Laura Graham. Graham looking for a player to get the ball to, and it will be a jump ball called as Branker comes in there, and they have a bit of a rip. And the arrow is favoring the Mustangs, so they will get the ball here with 36 seconds to go. But it just shows in that last possession how quickly these Lakers will come at you on defense, and you cannot leave your players out to dry. There's Maddie Horst on a beautiful baseline cut. Just textbook play from the sophomore guard.
Very nice dish down low, and that has to give Western a little bit of confidence at the end of this first quarter.
And Abbott, turnover again. It's Maddie Horst able to get the better of her there on that possession, and Horst will go to the line with 13 seconds to go. Mustangs only down by 4.
Marla Corney checking in for Nipissing. Maddie Horst going to go to the line, shooting the penalty.
Horst will let the first one fall between the mesh. She has, over the last few games, improved her scoring average to double digits. She gets 11.2 points per game in the season, and she has 2 on the game right there, right after a beautiful baseline cut. 6 seconds to go here for the Nipissing Lakers. Three-pointer on its way from Branker. That one doesn't fall. 1 second to go. Horst isn't able to get the ball off in time. So after 1 quarter of play at Alumni Hall, the Lakers lead the Mustangs 15-13. We'll be right back with the start of the second quarter on Mustangs TV.
Official apparel of the Western Mustangs. The official store is a preferred waiver of the Western Mustangs. Looking for a
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander?
Yep.
Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No.
Backup camera like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
1 or 2 eyes? It has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
Nipissing Lakers early on in this basketball game on a Friday night. And we will head to the second quarter. Katrina, what stood out to you in this one so far?
Well, if the Westerns want to continue their 7-game win streak, they have to try and limit their turnovers in the second quarter. In that first quarter, they had 8, and a big part of that was because of Nipissing's strong defense. So look for Western to try and cut down on turnovers going forward.
Nipissing also shooting the ball very well from three-point land, 2 for 6 in that opening quarter. And a foul is called right away as Marla Corney gets her first action in the game to start the second quarter, and she will already go to the free throw line. Free throws, that's been a bright spot for the Western Mustangs so far, 5 of 6 from the line. The Lakers, though, 1 of 4, and now 1 of 5 after that miss from Corney. Corney will get the second one to go. She's in her second year out of Brockville, Ontario, and the Lakers will keep this full court press working. Why not? It worked pretty well in the first half. Maddie Horst, she'll split 2 defenders there in the open lane. Shot on its way from Sasha Samardzija, and that's a beautiful play. Well, you saw there Maddie Horst really committing to go through 2 defenders. A bit of a risky play in the open floor, but she's a very competent ball handler, and the Western Mustangs, they will try to give the Lakers a little bit of taste of their own medicine here back on the defensive end. That shot nowhere near for Terrio. Horst, she's got all sorts of space. She'll fire up a three-pointer. No good there, but it's Laura Graham able to get the ball back to her point guard. Horst looking for some movement here on offense. Shot clock winding down, and it's in the hands of Sasha Samardzija. Puklich, she's got room to work with. She'll fire up a jump shot, and that is good. Mackenzie Puklich. How about her? 17-16 Mustangs. They have their first lead in quite some time. Shot is off for Mackenzie Brom. And Puklich, she's going to go 2-on-3 here. Three-pointer, no good, but Mackenzie Puklich, she misses an easy one underneath. She'll get her own rebound, and she won't make the same mistake twice. And it's Maddie Horst. And they get an 8-second count. The Western Mustangs bench showing their appreciation of that. As any team, the rule is you have 8 seconds to get the ball over half. And it's one of those things that sometimes these teams forget about. But the Nipissing Lakers will pay for that as they have to turn the ball over.
Seems like a simple rule, but it can just slip your mind sometimes.
So the Mustangs on a bit of a groove now. 19-16 is the score as the teams call a timeout. And the Western Mustangs, we talk a lot about Julia Curran off the top and her getting a lot of nice rebounds in that first quarter. At the beginning of the season, Brian Chang was quoted in the Western Gazette saying, Julia Curran is a special player, a multi-generational player, sort of like the special ones are, like the Jordans and LeBrons. They come every 10 or 15 years. Quite a statement said by Brian Chang, but it really speaks volumes to how Julia Curran has performed this year. She's so versatile, and she really is a one-of-a-kind to come in as a rookie. I haven't seen in these past 4 years any Western Mustang player to come in with this much poise.
Definitely high praise from Coach Chang, and like you said, one of the most exciting things about Curran is that she's only in her first year. Western's going to have her for another 4 years, and she's already been a leader on the court this year, and she'll look to continue that for the rest of her time at Western.
Western looking to add to this lead that they've just built for themselves. It's Maddie Horst on the left side, and Mackenzie Puklich, she will fire when she can. Shot clock winding down. Graham for 3, no good. And the Western Mustangs will keep the ball in play. A good effort there by Sam Laux. Laux seeing some good floor time early on in this game. She doesn't get a lot on the season. Just shy of 3.5 minutes per game. Puklich, she'll step into a jump shot, and she is money from that area right above the key. If there's a hot spot for Mackenzie Puklich, you do not want to leave her open in that area. 21-16 for the Mustangs, starting to look more like this team that's currently riding a 7-game win streak. Here's the Lakers. They'll go down low to Jamie Sofer. Sofer, she's corralled by 2 players, and a good cut in there from Gallipo Wilson. Shot clock winding down. That one doesn't fall for Corney. Here's Puklich. She's got room to breathe. She will spin around and pass it out to Graham. Graham down to Laux. Laux on the right baseline, guarded closely by Gallipo Wilson. Back at the top of the key to Graham. Graham having a lot of these shots with the shot clock winding down. Puklich, she'll fire that one up for 3. Doesn't fall. Both teams, a lot of energy early on in this game. Sofer drives in, kicks, a lot of ball movement, nice to see from the Lakers. 3-pointer is good from Corney. That's her second of the game. And that will draw the Lakers within 2 points with just under 6.5 minutes to go. A bad pass there from Graham, right back into Corney. And a beautiful passing play here from the Lakers. It's Sofer underneath with a bit of a baby hook shot. That one won't go. And finally, the Lakers will draw back their defense into a half court, and maybe the Western Mustangs can take advantage, as they have been very successful in the half court game this year. Maddie Horst, she had one step under defender, and she made no mistake.
Western's been much better at that in this second quarter, getting a step up on Nipissing, taking some chances, and it's paying off for them.
Foul called on Graham, and the Western Mustangs will bring 4 players into the game on this possession. We'll see Julia Curran, Meredith McLeod, Caroline Walensky, and Jamie Muir enter back into the game, and Mackenzie Puklich will remain on for the Mustangs. As we will go to another timeout, and we will go to a quick break. We'll be right back for the remainder of the second quarter. We're back for some more second quarter action. It's women basketball. The Western Mustangs have got themselves a 4-point lead, 23-19, as the Nipissing Lakers will inbound the ball here. The Western Mustangs have just substituted 4 new players into the game, so while they're on a bit of a run, it might be hard to sustain that momentum with 4 different players. Here is Sofer, an unbelievable block by Julia Curran, as Caroline Walensky wastes no time back on the offensive end. She'll get the ball to her high-flying teammate Mackenzie Puklich, and Puklich will now go to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Team first, back at the line for 2.
Puklich can't get the first one to fall from the free throw line. And she can't get the second one either. Very uncharacteristic from the Mustangs' leading scorer. Western, as a team, not the greatest free throw shooting squad by any means. If there's any area of improvement to make, it would probably be from that territory. Overall, as a team, they're shooting in the cylinder from so many areas, but 69% from the line, and their opponents shoot on average 78%. McLeod passes that one between the legs of Mackenzie Puklich, and Corney with a full head of steam gets that ball to Jamie Sofer. And Jamie Sofer, she has been attacking at will, as it's 23-19 for the Western Mustangs right now. I mean, Sofer, every time she gets the ball, Katrina, she is just attacking.
She's very aggressive on the court, and that is what Western needs right now if they want to maintain this lead.
Sofer goes 1 for 2 from the foul line. 23-20 now for the Western Mustangs. Skip pass ahead to Julia Curran. Back up top. Caroline Walensky will set things up for the Stangs. Puklich loving to work from that top elbow area. And Julia Curran, a pass intended for Jamie Muir, high over her head. And the Western Mustangs turning the ball over more than normal here at Alumni Hall this evening. A good steal committed by Caroline Walensky. She's got all sorts of room, and she will get that layup to go. Mustangs, 5-point lead now. Walensky, an excellent defender, known for her ability to get steals for the past 4 years. Up and down is that play, and the Nipissing Lakers turn the ball over. Can't say enough good things about Caroline Walensky. She's had another stellar year for the Western Mustangs.
Walensky's averaging about 14 points a game this year, which is second on the team behind Mackenzie Puklich, and she's been an integral part of why Western has gone on this 7-game winning streak.
And underneath, Constantino can't get that one to drop. But it's Sofer back the other way, as Jamie Sofer continues to come right back at you. She is coming off a season-high 18 points against the Ryerson Rams, as the ball will remain in the hands of the Lakers. Sofer had 18 points against, it was Toronto rather. She had 14 against Ryerson. And in her game on January 30th against Toronto, she was a perfect 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Great stat to have, and she had 14 against Ryerson the day before. So for a player that averages just over about 7 points a game, she has had some big performances as of late, and she's really looking to carry that momentum forward in these games here. Maddie Horst just about got a steal there on the end of your screen. Wasn't able to keep that ball in play.
But a good heads-up play by Horst almost paid off for her, and nice to see Western taking some chances after seeming a little timid in the first quarter.
A smart play, especially how far the ball was out. As Gallipo Wilson gets that one to go for the Lakers. Puklich going through 3 players, but she can't get the ball to go in the rim, so she'll go to the line. But it just shows the strength of Puklich. She's got 2 defenders on her in Gallipo Wilson and Baum on the baseline, and Puklich just able to navigate herself away. She recognizes that they're committing to her hard on one side, so she can beat them in speed to get into the key, and then she majestically steps through the other defender and knocks down both of those free throws to give the Mustangs a 3-point lead. But Heidi Smith, she's been hot this game. The Nipissing Lakers, you got to give them credit. They have been shooting the ball well this evening.
They are giving Western a game here tonight in London. Only 2 wins on the season for the Lakers. Still looking for that first win of the second half of their season, and they are playing like they could get it tonight.
So the Lakers have a chance to put themselves back in the lead on this possession. Swinging things around. The ball's in the hands of Corney. And Corney, we talk about Jamie Sofer being a relentless player. How about the drive from her tonight? Corney's already got 2 3-pointers.
Has one left.
She's been playing well for this Lakers team. Strong on her feet, aggressive on the ball. The Lakers have to be happy with her performance tonight so far.
And a timeout will be called on the floor from the Western Mustangs and the Nipissing Lakers. We will go to a quick commercial. Don't go anywhere. We got the end of the second quarter coming up on Mustangs TV.
Lone Star believes that mesquite flavor don't come in a shaker. Tortillas should never be microwaved, and pico de gallo don't come from no jar. That's why Lone Star fires their grill with real mesquite wood trucked from Texas, makes freshly baked to order tortillas in their own oven, and fresh chops their pico daily. Now, if that much goes into making their fajitas taste so good, imagine what goes into everything else. Lone Star, the taste is in the details.
Welcome back to Alumni Hall. A couple minutes remaining in this Western Mustangs Nipissing Lakers game. It's a close contest, 27-26 Western Mustangs. And if you want to let us know how the broadcast is going tonight, you can tweet us at Mustangs TV. We'd love to hear from you. Where are you watching the game from? Who you're supporting? And what you think of tonight's broadcast. You can do that for all of our sports. We broadcast hockey and volleyball as well, and football in the fall. We've got a full slate of sports for you coming from Western University in London, Ontario.
Alex Cheney's checking in for Andy Cosentino.
Abbott will inbound the ball for the Lakers. She's got an opening. She'll fire up the three-pointer, and it is a little too strong as Caroline Walensky. She will drill the ball in a bit of a hurry, going behind her back. Graham along the baseline. Back to Walensky at the top of the key. Lots of Western Mustangs moving away from the ball. Maddie Horst able to get around Alex Van Heeswick very nicely. Shot clock winding down, and McLeod is going to go all the way to the hoop, and she'll get the harm. Meredith McLeod. She said she was going to go for it, and she did.
A good heads-up play by McLeod, driving that lane, getting the layup, and now having the chance for 3 points on that play.
McLeod will cash in on the three-point play. The Lindsay player in her 4th year. She's come a long way. Gets just under 20 minutes a game this season. Was only had about 5 last year, and the year before that, she was injured for most of the season. McLeod has been a steady contributor off the bench for this Western Mustangs team. And how about the defense from Maddie Horst there, going toe-to-toe with Heidi Smith. Shot clock winding down. Abbott. That's a bit of a leaner. It won't go. Shot clock expires for the No, the shot clock didn't expire. A foul was committed on the Nipissing Lakers, and the Mustangs with a 4-point lead will get a chance to add to that. Abbott, she's going to keep staying in the midcourt, trying to pick up a steal if she can, but the point of this defense by the Nipissing Lakers is to permit the Mustangs from advancing the ball up the court further. Here's McLeod. Guarded closely by Sofer. She finds Van Heeswick underneath. Van Heeswick having a pretty good outing tonight at Alumni Hall.
Kudos to her for not giving up on that play. Put the shot up, didn't drop, gets her own rebound, and throws it back up. Great effort by Van Heeswick.
Gallipo Wilson draws the foul underneath against the Western Mustangs. And it's Maddie Horst committing the foul. Horst, we've seen her underneath the basket a lot more in recent games. In her first year in the league last season, Horst would often park outside of the key, awaiting the outlet pass from her taller teammates, but she's shown no signs of backing down from these bigger players this year. She's been right underneath the key looking for rebounds to save that initial pass and just get the ball in her hands and advance the ball up the court. Here's Puklich on the baseline. Puklich to Caroline Walensky. She's back in the game for first time in a few minutes. Puklich will dial in from long distance. We have a connection, Alumni Hall, courtesy of Mackenzie Puklich.
She's found her stride in the second quarter. Only 2 points in the first quarter for her, but she has stepped up her game in the second quarter when the Mustangs have needed it.
Good defense there by Graham. Graham ahead to Maddie Horst in transition. And how about that defense by Graham? She was leaving these Lakers with nowhere to go. And that will do it for the first half. Western Mustangs finishing the quarter with a bit of momentum in their favor. 37-28 is the score going into half. We will have the remainder of this game for you right after this break. Don't go anywhere on Mustangs TV.
It's game day. Today, tomorrow, every day. And Game Face is our only face. We're not normal. Normal doesn't run everywhere or take a stopwatch to everything. Normal doesn't dedicate itself to never letting its customers down. Not a single one. Never. Ever. Ever. Normal doesn't live to beat the rush. Obsessed about out-the-door times? That's not normal. Counting pepperoni in your sleep? Not normal. Normal is average. Normal is ordinary. Normal is what people expect. Normal doesn't have pizza sauce flowing through its veins. The other guy is normal. That's why no one delivers like we do.
has just always been a passion of mine. It's something I've known I've wanted to do since I was a little kid. There was never anything that was going to stop me from coming to law school and from becoming a lawyer. My dad was always my number one support. Like all good parents, he wanted the things for his kids that he could never have. Being a student that has always demonstrated financial need, it's been difficult to feel like there's been somebody to help you, and for the first time when I received this money, it felt like somebody had given me a break. I don't know if there are words that could convey how grateful and how impactful their donation was and what it's done for me. It affects me every day in everything I do, in my school and my personal life. Knowing that we would have this money changed both of our lives. Thank you for supporting Student Dreams.
What do I like best about Brescia? I love the light.
The values here are my values: compassion, creativity, empowerment.
I love it that we're all from different places, different backgrounds, and we're all women.
The campus is gorgeous, and there's something going on 24/7.
That's easy. Dr. Garcia. I wouldn't be headed to grad school if she hadn't inspired me to follow my dream from day one.
Brescia's got a deep-rooted history going back nearly 100 years, and yet what I'm studying is right on the edge.
For me, it's always been about my Brescia family.
I came to Brescia to discover my strengths.
The new residence is where my friends and I hang out and recharge.
In 2 minutes, I can cross the street and go from this intimate campus where I know everybody to one of the busiest universities in Canada.
I love living at Brescia and working out at Western.
These students, their passion for learning, their curiosity about the world, I learn from them every day.
I sleep well, I eat well, and I've never wanted to work so hard.
Studying at Brescia has given me the space to find myself and my voice.
What'll be your favorite thing about Brescia? Come and find out.
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander?
Yep.
Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No.
Backup camera like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
1 or 2 eyes. It has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
After the final ball has flown, and the final catch made, and the last screaming fan has left the stadium, the ball is passed from one team member to the next so the players can sign their names. But of all the names, there is one on that ball that is perhaps the most important. That name is Wilson. Good luck this season.
Time. It lets us plan to dream, plan to learn, plan to succeed, plan to invest, plan to enjoy, plan to help, plan to leave to others. The Plan by Investors Group, helping you provide for the people you care about, now and over time.
the road trip. It's freedom. It's exploration. It's about new experiences. And this road trip has been brought to you by Pioneer Bonus Bucks.
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander? Yep. Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No.
Backup camera, like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
One or two eyes? It has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns, all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
Welcome to Golden Hawk Lake. Is this the new Toyota Highlander?
Yep.
Must feel like your own little world in here.
I guess.
Does this world of yours have a name?
No.
Ever look at the stars through your moonroof?
I have.
Ever wish upon them?
No.
Backup camera, like having eyes in the back of your head?
A little.
One or two eyes? It has a V6 engine, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it powerful?
Definitely.
Do you think I'm powerful?
Possibly.
The all-new Toyota Highlander. One look, and you'll want to know more.
Welcome back to Alumni Hall, ladies and gentlemen. The Western Mustangs find themselves ahead of the Nipissing Lakers, 37-28, and at halftime, it was a big rebounding effort in that second quarter that really put the Mustangs ahead. They have 19 rebounds to the Lakers, 12, and leading the way for the Mustangs, it's Mackenzie Puklich with 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting, joined by Katrina Squallins. I'm David Mann, and Katrina, what did you like from the Western Mustangs in that first half?
Well, specifically in the second quarter, they literally cut their turnovers in half, from 8 in the first quarter to 4 in the second. So that's a big reason why they have a 9-point lead right now. You have to be happy with Puklich's play, and Maddie Horse also stepping up in that second quarter, contributing eight big points for the Stangs.
We'll take a quick look at our athletes of the week. Your female athlete of the week is
Kelsey Veltman from women's volleyball. She's a second-year King's College student from Brampton, Ontario, and she's helped the Mustangs extend their winning streak to 8 games with a pair of wins over Guelph and the CIS number 6 ranked McMaster Raiders this past weekend. So she is the female athlete of the week.
Back in action for the second half, Maddie Horace. She was driving and dishing a lot in the first half, and don't be surprised for her to do that again in this one. Here's Caroline Walensky. She's cutting into the key, looking for an opening for her teammate Mackenzie Puklich. Puklich decided to back off the cut. The players were crowded in the right block of the key there, and the Lakers will get the ball back. Nipissing at half, shooting 10 of 24 from the field, 3 of 9 from three-point range. That shot is up and good for Mackenzie Baum. That is Baum's first basket of the contest. And it's heavy defense applied by the Lakers again. Puklich, she's got room to shoot, and that one is off from the baseline. Walensky, she'll step into one. She can't get that one to go. But it's Puklich back underneath, and Mackenzie Puklich, she's already has 15 points. Lakers trying to advance against this Western Mustangs. A nice give-and-go play there for Gallipo Wilson, but she can't get that one to go. A turnover, and the Lakers have the ball back. It's Abbott driving, and she uses her right hand on the left side, doesn't go. But how about the tenacious grab there from Gallipo Wilson? She has been a monster to start this third quarter.
She's hungry to get her team's first win of the second half, playing very aggressive in the paint, down low, trying to get those rebounds.
Gallipo Wilson's a 66% free throw line shooter on the season. She gets just over 3 points a game, and her action, she's actually, those averages are inflated. 74% free throw percentage on 4.9 points per game in 28 minutes of action. Those are her averages. Horse back to Walensky. Walensky cutting, looking to create some separation for her teammates. Shot clock winding down. Walensky, 3 doesn't go. Rebound there by Julia Curran. Curran can't corral the ball. It'll come back to the top of the key for Walensky. Walensky, some nifty ball handling to keep that ball in play. Here's Gallipo Wilson with a slingshot ahead and it ends up in the hands of Abbott. And Claire Abbott, she's got 9. Mustangs, their lead has been cut down to 7.
Abbott actually held off the score sheet in that second quarter. She only played 3 minutes, but for the 3 minutes she was out there, the Stangs were able to contain her offensively, but she wants to make her presence known in the second half.
Well, taking a look at the women's OUA basketball standings in the season at the moment, the Western Mustangs, they remain a game ahead of the Windsor Lancers with 20 points at 10-3. The Lancers are 9-4 in second place in the division. Laurier, who we beat here last weekend, is in third place with 12 points at 6-7. The Nipissing Lakers, they are 2-10 with 4 points in last place in the North Division. Ottawa leads that at 11-1, and the Ottawa GGs, they are currently the top team in the province and a force to be reckoned with. Basketball is big in Ottawa, and they've had some excellent programs in both the women's and men's game in the past 5 years. Maddie Horst pushing the ball up the floor. A 2-3 zone defense here from the Nipissing Lakers. That one won't go for Gallipo-Wilson, so as Gallipo-Wilson gets the ball back, that one wouldn't go for Julia Curran. And the Mustangs, they'll calm things down a little bit on defense. Abbott, she's had some tough defense against her in the last little bit, as you pointed out, Katrina. She's got her first 2 points since scoring in the first quarter just moments ago. Here's Maddie Horst. Maddie Horst a little bit out of control on the sideline. Smith. Gallipo-Wilson. It's Sofer. How about that defense from Julia Curran? Curran backing her all the way up to her own three-point line before the Lakers will get the ball back. But Julia Curran, she is not giving her an inch to breathe.
She has been very aggressive on the floor tonight. One of the big reasons why the Stangs have the lead right now and playing well on both sides, offensively and defensively.
Sofer squaring up against Curran. She's got a bit of a step and she's got room to breathe. Oh, beautiful pass down low to Mackenzie Baum. The bench on their feet. These Nipissing Lakers, they're only down by 3 points against one of the hottest teams in the OUA. Maddie Horst, skip pass over to Mackenzie Puklich. Puklich pulls up for a jump shot. Yeah, she's going to make that. Puklich, 17 points in the game.
If you give Puklich that space, then she's not going to make any mistakes.
She's already just about matched her season average. Puklich there for the rebound on the defensive end. Crosses over and passes it back to Captain Caroline. Horst, three-pointer off. Oh, and a big fall by Gallipo-Wilson. She goes to the ground hard. She's a tough player. She'll get up and doesn't even show the symptoms of any sort of injury. And right now on the bike, we see Mandy Constantino. This has been the first time of 2016 that the bike has been out. Not a very common thing in the basketball game for players to warm up on the sidelines on a bike. It's more of a American football warm-up, but nonetheless, whatever helps. Yeah, Constantino. She's recovering from an injury and she's got to get back in the groove of things. So good to see her on the bike. Nonetheless.
Fourth team foul, Sasha Samardzija in for Alex Van Mackenzie Bain will go to the line and shooting 2.
Mackenzie Baum going to the free throw line here. She's been pretty aggressive this game. And that's really what it means to get to the free throw line, Katrina. You can't get to the free throw line if you're a pushover. You got to be aggressive.
That is how you get to the cherry stripe.
Oh, good push pass ahead from Puklich. That one won't fall for Sasha Samardzija. But how about Maddie Horst? She's dribbling in the corner. And heads up play there. She has 3 players around her in the far corner of the court. And she can't really get a playoff, so she passes the ball off of the knees of the Nipissing Laker defender to give the Western Mustangs the ball back. And there's Horst again, finishing off the play. Well deserved for Maddie Horst. making a beautiful jump shot within the key. What goes around comes around, Katrina. Maddie Horst, the hard work paying off for the second-year guard. Travel committed on the Nipissing Lakers. Mustangs, they got to build off this momentum. That was just an excellent play from their point guard in that last possession. I'd like to see more of that as these plays progress. A screen set there by Samardzija. Oh, beautiful pick and roll. But Samardzija can't finish. Great awareness, though, by Samardzija and Horst to try and set that up. That's a good looking play. And a steal by Maddie Horst. And the ball keeps going in her favor. The tangibles running well. And the Lakers will check a couple of new players into the floor. We have Gallipo Wilson back on the court. And Michaela Branker. Horst, baseline. Yeah, she got it. Maddie Horst. You're going to have to hold me down pretty soon. I'm getting too excited about the way she's playing here, Katrina.
She found that lane. She drove the line, and Horst is having an exceptional game for the Stangs tonight.
In the key and a travel. Too many steps on Terrio. Terrio, she's a guard. She really just looked a little bit out of her comfort zone there in that last play. Trying to post up against a much taller Mustang defender. Bit of a mismatch. So it's Maddie Horst with the ball back on the right side. The ball ends up in the hands of Mackenzie Puklich. Puklich to Graham. Graham, she's got some room to breathe on the right side. A great play to get that steps ahead. Just a little too much mustard on that one. The Lakers. Branker can't get that one to fall. Mustangs with a 7-point lead and a skip pass ahead to Sasha Samardzija, courtesy of Puklich, but that a little too far ahead for her.
Right idea on that play, though. A nice heads-up look. Just couldn't get the pass.
Meredith McLeod checking in for Maddie Horst.
McLeod comes back into the game as the Lakers try to cool off this recent Mustangs fire. In the corner, it's Branker. Branker underneath to Mackenzie Baum. Mackenzie Baum. Puklich, all sorts of room in the open key. And Baum cannot keep her steps in check as the foul is drawn. Mackenzie Puklich, one of the biggest growths I've seen this year from her is her play in the open floor. Her decision-making ability. She's just that much quicker to make the right play and to just show that veteran experience as Caroline Walensky drops down that easy bucket in near the hoop. And all of those smart plays have resulted in a near 6-point increase to her scoring averages on the years for Puklich. Abbott, good spin and open floor. Speaking of spins, and as she's falling to her feet, Mackenzie Baum trips over the fallen McLeod and Graham. You kind of feel bad for her. Mackenzie Baum, she's going up for that shot and just kind of, the body's just there on the ground.
There were 3 players on the floor there at once, but they're all up, they're good to go, and they're ready to get back into this game. Showing some resilience there.
And you're right, Katrina. It's a beautiful picture of the resilience being displayed here at Alumni Hall right now. Is those players going to the ground? They wouldn't be on the ground if they weren't competing. And we are really seeing a high level of competition. We weren't expecting coming to this broadcast off the top to see a game this close. So we got to give these Lakers credit. They are sticking around with the Mustangs, and it is courtesy of some hot shooting Mackenzie Baum puts the Lakers within 5. Puklich. Oh, she's got so much space. And just dancing around the players.
She made that look too easy.
She did. Brian Chang takes a seat on the bench. Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. Full steam ahead from Gallipo Wilson. Gallipo Wilson, very smart play there. Just kind of seeing what was open on offense. She had an open lane. She decided, I'm going to take it. Constantino. All that warming up on the bike paid off.
Some good, fast, back and forth action from both of these teams in the third quarter. We've got ourselves a good game here.
It's been exciting. Shot off from Terrio. Puklich. Oh, ref thought it was a bit of a double dribble. She had the ball high in the air. Doesn't matter. Abbott has the ball back, guarded by Puklich. Abbott, she'll go to the rim. Puklich backed off there, didn't want to commit the foul. And she gives Abbott the easy bucket. 5-point game. We've seen these Lakers, they've repressed their full court pressure a little bit, but they're still applying some pressure in the open court. Constantino can't get that one to go, but you gotta love the relentless nature from her so far. Baum. She gets called for the foul. The travel. Couple subs coming on for the Lakers, led by Jamie Sofer.
It's been a fast-paced game here this Thursday night, and Nipissing looking to get some fresh legs into the game.
Puklich, Walensky, corner, it's Sam Laux. Lauking good. Sam Laux. A spark off the bench, to say the least, for the Western Mustangs.
Second-year player from Barrie, Ontario. Very nice shot.
3 is short from Mackenzie Baum. Good rebound there from Gallipo Wilson to get the ball back in the hands of her teammates. Abbott. Sofer. Sofer dribbling to the top of the key. A cut in from Gallipo Wilson. Gallipo Wilson goes through both Constantino and Puklich on that one. She pretty much turned her body to the side to get through the two players, and she took a bit of a hip check.
Went down hard, but didn't seem to phase her there. Getting that first free throw.
Wilson makes good on both of those shots. 54-48, and that is it for the third quarter. Too late for the Nipissing Lakers. It would have been nice to have that extra 2 points, but 54-48 is your score after 3. We'll be back for the start of the second quarter of the second half, the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere, only on Mustangs TV.
Every day you go new places. A small change in how you do things, or moving your things to a whole new town, or many things to many towns, all at once. No matter how small the move, it can be a big leap from where you are now. You've got it in you to go new places. So do we. We go there every day. We're here to help you move to places on the map, in the mind, in the heart, or all three.
Go new places with AMJ Campbell. Contact us at 888-AMJ-MOVE or amjcampbell.com.
back at Alumni Hall, and we will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Right now it's 68-58, Ryerson ahead of Laurier. And that is about all we have on the out-of-town scoreboard at the moment. But your scoreboard here, 54-48, Western over the Nipissing Lakers. Joined by Katrina Squazin. Katrina, what has been keeping these Lakers in this game?
Their strong defensive play. They've been putting a lot of pressure on this Mustangs team, causing some turnovers. We saw a lot of it in the first quarter when they went up, but Western able to keep their composure a little bit these past 2 quarters, but Nipissing staying in this game with their strong defense.
Caroline Walensky is often known for her big fourth quarters. Starts things off with a steal. Meredith McLeod can't retrieve that ball. Caroline Walensky, she is coming off a game against Laurier Goldhawks, which they won, but she had one of her poorer offensive performances. She went 2 of 14 in 38 minutes of action, only registering 5 points. And I'm sure those stats don't sit well with her, so I would expect a big fourth quarter from her. How about Sam Laux? Her second three-pointer within minutes to put the Mustangs up by 9 points. I mean, you can't ask for more than that from your bench players. To come in and hit 2 big threes like that in a reasonably close game. Sofer underneath, nobody near her. Mustangs fortunate that ball trickles out of the basket. Caroline Walensky dribbling behind her back at the top of the three-point line. Calling the shots is the Floor Arsenal. She has Laux on her left and Puklich on her right. She'll go Puklich, she'll go McLeod. McLeod from the baseline, that chips off the backboard and out. Ball pushed ahead by Smith. Oh, just about another steal committed as Caroline Walensky. She can get that ball anywhere she wants. These Nipissing Lakers, they have got to squeeze that ball if they want any chance of containing it from Caroline Walensky.
First team foul. Marla Carney, now Scalabo Wilson checking back in. Holy slow down here, folks.
Well, the Nipissing Lakers, despite losing all 6 games in 2016 so far, they have had some close games. They lost 63-57 to Laurentian. They lost 64-58 to Waterloo. And the rest of them weren't close, but those are some pretty close basketball games. And they're showing that in those games, they showed that they can hang around.
This is a team that went 0-19 last season, 2 wins on this season, and they've already showed drastic improvement just in 1 year. It'll be exciting to watch them develop in the OUA.
It will. As OUA continues to develop, and a nice, beautiful, words can't describe basket from Caroline Walensky, and that will send us to a commercial on that note. So you can be thinking about what Caroline Walensky is going to be doing next. Don't miss it right after this break on Mustangs TV. .59 Mustangs, 48 Lakers. Western ahead here with just over 8 minutes to go in the final quarter of basketball, looking to extend their win streak to 8 games and capture their 11th win of the season, as the Lakers are looking for their first win of 2016 and their first win ever against the Western Mustangs.
Stangs are running a 7-game win streak right now.
Oh, how about that play from Maddie Horst? Just unable to keep that one in. But you've got to love the energy from this player. Here's the Lakers. It's Sofer, guarded closely by Walensky, able to get that one off just before the shot clock expired. Horst has the ball. Horst. Puklich. She'll fire a three-pointer. It's off. A good box out by Van Heeswick, and it's too good as the Nipissing Lakers, they didn't like that, so they pulled her back, and the ref noticed. Defensive foul committed by Gallipo Wilson. Katrina, the Western Mustangs, they have had success against these Nipissing Lakers the last time they played them in 2015.
You could say that. You could say that. They won 96-38 the last time that these two teams met, almost a year ago today on February 6th.
And making plays just like that. They didn't have Julia Kern at the time, but they're making plays like that, and they're making them again today. 61-48 Mustangs. Abbott. Just too much on that shot. But great offensive rebounding by the Lakers. Abbott with the floater in traffic in the lane. She will not go away. Shot clock winding down. Caroline Walensky, she's going to get a screen from Curran. Crosses over, goes the other way. Curran, jump shot. Misses, gets her own rebound. Nobody there to stop her. Gets another rebound. Nope. It will go out of bounds and remain in the purple and white hands. Good looking play from the dynamic duo of Julia Curran and Caroline Walensky. And Abbott's aggression getting the best of her. Defensively, she's got her hands moving. She's got to keep her feet moving and mirror the ball with her hands. Ball inbound, Maddie Horst, not wasting any time. Walensky calling out a play. And we see some cross screen set. Horst has an opening. Curran will remain as she cuts to the screen looking for Puklich. Puklich way off on that shot. Very uncharacteristic of the OUA leading scorer. Lakers have the ball back. Abbott, quick pop. She's making it.
Abbott not going away this game. We saw a lot of her in that first quarter. Quieter in the last two quarters, but making her presence known.
Puklich, good fake on the baseline. She'll go right to the rim, and she'll take the harm. You could hear that slap from the back row of this alumni hall. She got her good. Puklich. She's had a great game today, but she hasn't been so hot from the free throw line. And she's been 0 for 4 on her last 4 attempts. Mustangs able to get the ball back. Walensky pulling up in the key. She can't get that one to fire. Gallipo Wilson, she loves these skip passes. She's played some, looks like she's played some football in her day. Here's the Western Mustangs. It's Graham. Horse driving like a horse, and she will go to the line for 2 shots. The Bodden, Ontario native. She's the player of the game as far as I'm concerned. Horse connects in the first one. And she makes the same result on the second. 84% from the free throw line on the season. Those are great numbers. 38% from the three-point land and 43% from the field. A very efficient player is Maddie Horst. Here's the Lakers. Sofer, she is corralled, but Abbott, she is the answer. 3 points and an 8-point margin. Mackenzie Puklich, how will they respond? Horst fakes the three-pointer, goes to the baseline, back out to Walensky. Walensky looking for somebody to get open. Puklich, she's got a step on Abbott. Puklich, Euro stepping on in the free throw line. Curran able to get that ball back. It's Puklich, she can post up. Still can't get that one to fall. Nobody can put the ball in the hoop. And it ends up in the hands of Abbott.
there.
Abbott pulls up and makes no mistake. 6-point game. Horst. 4.5 minutes to go in this game. Nipissing looking for their third win of the season. Mustangs for their 11th. Graham. Curran, good fake. Jumper, no. And Graham tried to mimic what her teammate Maddie Horst did, but she was a little bit off balance on the play, and the ball ends up going off of the Nipissing Lakers and back off of her.
Good effort to try and get out of the way there.
Nipissing Lakers advance the ball over half. As Gallipo Wilson finds Sofer underneath. Sofer, she's going to square up. Well contested by Julia Curran. Julia Curran, she has been a force on the glass all year. 4.3 offensive rebounds alone. There's Puklich. She can't get that one to go from three-point land. Ball goes out of bounds. Western possession. Curran. Walensky, 10 seconds on the shot clock. She's driving. Horst, baseline fake. Pass over to Graham. 3 seconds left in the shot clock. And that's an air ball, but it will go back off. The Mustangs had to get that ball off because it didn't touch the rim, so the shot clock just about expired as the Nipissing Lakers can cut into this 6-point margin that much more if they can with a 2 or 3-pointer on this play. Here's Sofer underneath to Terrio. Terrio. Abbott. Abbott couldn't get that one to go. Oh, and players going to the ground hard. Terrio walks that one off like a champ. Fans starting to voice their opinions of the game, and you can really sense the energy is building here at Alumni Hall.
A lot of passion and intensity in this final quarter, and Nipissing has proved that they're not going away.
The passion's not just through these airwaves, Katrina. It's right here at Alumni Hall.
It's infectious.
Smith. Abbott. She wants to. She's not going to. And Curran comes up with a steal. Horst driving along the right baseline. She's got Puklich driving in the key. Puklich spinning off the glass. Makes no mistake.
Nice patience there by Puklich. Went for the drive, wasn't there. Wait, took the shot, and it paid off for her.
And that will come back in the hands of Puklich. And she's got Graham way ahead. But good heads-up defense there by Huddy Smith to get back in time to deflect that ball out of bounds.
Nipissing coming back hard with a bit of a blitzkrieg defense there.
It was some good heads-up defense. You know, it's not always about making the big block or getting the big steal. Sometimes it's just about, letting your team catch up to you. And that's what she did there. McLeod with the runner. Can't trickle in. Ball back in the hands of the Lakers. Smith, Galpo, Wilson. Down low to Terrio. Terrio, she thinks she's got an advantage against Graham. Graham gets the ball back. McLeod ahead. And lots of turnovers in these last few minutes for both teams.
2 minutes.
As so often in the fast break, basketball can result in. That foul will slow things down. With just under 2 minutes to go, the Mustangs have themselves a 10-point lead. The Lakers were knocking on the Mustangs' door. But if they can't get something to go in this possession, they could be in trouble. Here's McLeod. McLeod going coast to coast. Oh, how about Caroline Walensky? I mean, she's disappointed she couldn't get that one to fall, but just a great recognition of spacing on the floor, and she took advantage of that open lane, and she went for it. Good passing from the Mustangs. Horst thinks about it. No, she's going to drive baseline. Looking, finding, and traveling. Puklich. She was there, but she was 2 steps ahead of herself. And those steps caught up to her. So just over, around a minute to go. Katrina, we have a 10-point game. Is there any way that the Nipissing Lakers can get back in this?
I would say probably not, but Nipissing, they're not going to give up. They have showed their resilience during this game. They've been working very hard, and don't forget, this is a team that was up 15-13 after the first quarter. So, you know what? Never say never.
And you got to look positively. Whether or not Western wins, this Nipissing Lakers team is going to go down the highway south to Sarnia for tomorrow's game, and if they can put up a good game like this against the Western Mustangs, they can probably do the same against the Windsor Lancers. So, I mean, be warned, Windsor, you got a good team coming down there.
Definitely a good warm-up game to get the blood flowing for Nipissing when they face Windsor tomorrow. Also be a tough game for them, but they've already shown so much improvement since their first year in the OUA, where they didn't win a single game. They went 0-19, and they've shown, especially tonight, that they can compete with any team in this league.
Yeah, if you're head coach Mark Jones, you got to be happy with how your team's played here tonight against a very good Western basketball team. It's Claire Abbott. She has been the glue that keeps this team together. McLeod can't get that 3 to connect. Ball back to Puklich. Puklich, count it, and the harm.
Laker foul number 13, gave Terrio her 4th personal. Going to the line, Mackenzie Puklich, and 1.
So that'll make it 67-58 with 1 minute exactly to go. And Puklich, after a cold spell from the free throw line, she gets that one to fall. Mustang 68. Lakers 58, and we will be back for the final minute of basketball right after this. Nipissing 59. It's an 11-point margin at Alumni Hall. With a minute to go, the Western Mustangs are so close to sealing themselves their 8th consecutive victory and 11th of the season. Western has the Laurentian Voyageurs in town tomorrow night, and that will be another winnable game for the Western Mustangs, but they can't take it lightly because this has not been a walk in the park for the Mustangs tonight.
Nipissing has given them a game this evening, but Western looking for their 8th straight win tonight, their 9th straight win tomorrow.
And that would be something to win 9 games in a row. We don't like to speak too far in the future, knock on wood. And that is off Claire Abbott. The ball will go back in the Western Mustangs' hand with 60 points. Is what these Lakers are trying to get to. They have 59 right now. The Lakers average just 51 points per game on the season. Western right around their average at 72. So they will kill some clock here. Maddie Horst driving, dishing. Curran, shot clock winding down. Walensky, she's got to get something off here. Spinning and just off. Good follow by Puklich and Curran, though. They're right there in the key, but a better box out by Gallipo Wilson. And so we have the game tomorrow night on Mustangs TV, so make sure to tune in for that at 6 p.m. If you have been riding this hot train that these women are on, you can stay on it with us tomorrow night. And they'll be going down to Queens and York for their next 2 games in Kingston and Toronto, and we will be back on February 20th for a showdown against the Windsor Lancers, and I am really looking forward to that game because anytime Windsor and Western go at it, it's an instant classic. That was a bold statement. Katrina. But you get what I'm saying. Nonetheless, that game will be weeks away. Your final score at Alumni Hall, 70 Western, 59 for the Nipissing Lakers. Katrina Squazin, final thoughts on the women's game tonight.
8 straight wins. Western has to be impressed with their play. And like you said, riding the hot train right now. That is exactly what they're doing. A bit of a slow start in the first quarter, but they minimized the turnovers going forward, and that's what helped them pull off the win tonight.
Well, there you have it. Western Mustangs, 11 wins on the season. They'll be searching for their 12th. Tomorrow night, you can come back for that game, 6 p.m. at Alumni Hall. We'll have that one for you at Mustangs TV. Ahead now, in about 20 minutes, we'll have the men as the Western Mustangs host the Nipissing Lakers. Go grab something to eat and come back with us for the start of that game. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock.